What's up, everybody? This is your girl Q1. I am back with another episode of Harlem, Season 3, Episode 4, Foot Rub. Y'all, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop. Alright, so we see Camille writing her book. She's now in chapter 18, Joy. And then in the next scene, we see her and Ian at their ultrasound. We find, she's having a girl, of course, and they're doing well. And we find out that Camille is 8 months pregnant. Like, it's almost time. And so, in the next scene, we see Ty and Eva. They're closer than ever. Ty really likes her, and Ty wants her at her house. Ty wants Eva at her house, not permanent, but more like a lot. Okay, I want you to come over here a lot. All right. We see Angie is thriving in rehearsals, and the director tells Angie, like, hey, such and such is coming, and they're going to come to the rehearsals. So if you do, just keep showing up the way that you are, and you'll blow them out of the water, and this can be your stardom. And of course, Angie is super excited, and I'm excited for her because, y'all, I love Angie, So Quinn is still dating Seth. She's still getting more clients, and he wants her to be in the Black Love photo shoot. So his publicist called him and was like, hey, I would like you to be in the Black Love photo shoot. And actually I thought he hung up with his publicist, but he tells Quinn what was happening. Of course, she's happy for her. And he was like, what would you do? Like, how would you, if you had a concept of the photo shoot, how would you go about it? And when she explained the concept, y'all, I was like, okay. And so we hear another voice that say, I like it. And he was like, yeah, me too. And she didn't know that they were, that the publicist was on the other end listening to her. And so the publicist hangs up with Seth, and then Seth asks her to be a part of his photo shoot. I want to say it was with Ebony Magazine. It was a five-page spread. So I thought it was good. So the concept she had, I think that's the concept they're going to go with. So Angie and Mike are doing their cake testing, and she's telling him, she's super excited about rehearsals, and basically, and he's listening, but he's like, he's not as excited as her. And he tells her that I don't want you to get into all of this. You get excited and you're not being taken seriously. I really don't want you to work. You really don't have to work, And he was like, you're with me now. And it's just like, okay. And he doesn't want her to work. And so, she really felt the way when he said all of that. And Angie meets with all the ladies are supposed to be meeting up. But before Quinn and Camille gets there, she actually has a conversation with Ty. She asks Ty if the musical she was doing was a joke. Ty tells her no. She was like, keep it real with me. She was like, well, we said we wasn't going to lie to you after you did that last one. But honestly, no. And if you look back, they had really been hyping her up about this one. And so Ty asks Angie, where's this coming from? Angie tells her that she's just in her head. And Ty was telling her, hey, get out of your head and stay off of Tubi. So then Camille and Quinn finally show up. Camille tells the ladies basically she's lonely as a pregnant single woman. And Ty shares with the ladies that she and Eva are doing very well. And also Quinn, she tells them about Seth, but I think that was prior to Camille sharing her story. So Quinn and Seth are actually at the photo shoot in the next scene, and the way they were eating up the photo shoot was beautiful. It was his skin next to her skin. It was like, I don't know, they were matching one another's fly, one another's melanin. Like, it was the different tones of melanin just in the scene, and they actually looked like a real life couple. I mean, it was just the way it looked, the way they, they reenacted everything. It was just beautiful. Like, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, it was really beautiful to me. So I thought that was dope. So in the next scene, we see Camille at Couples Lamaze class. And remember, in the beginning of the scene, her and Ian they agreed to meet up at the Couples Lamaze, which was on a Saturday. And so Ian hasn't shown up. The instructor is being passive aggressive AF. And she actually called. She was like, okay, let me just make a phone call. She calls Ian. He didn't answer. She texts. But he didn't respond. So I think she kicked Camille out of the class because she was harping on the fact that you have to be here with somebody in order to stay in this class. I was like, girl, whatever. So in the next scene, we see Ty and Eva. They're in the office working. Eva is having a little hiccup with her reports or whatever. Ty looks at the report, give her some criticism. Hey, just do this and this and you'll be able to see it better. So Eva was like, cool. So Ty asked her, hey, can you look at mine? She was working on her presentation off Canva. And so she was like, I need an extra set of eyes. So Eva goes around to look at Ty's presentation. She was like, I didn't think you was going to use something so basic. I do not think what Eva said to Ty was wrong. I think Ty has a hard time accepting when her craft could be corrected. And so this is a hard conversation that Ty doesn't want to have. This is what's happening. Ty don't do hard conversations. And so they get into an argument and she tells Eva to leave. And Eva was like, bet, I'm gone. So in the next scene, we see Camille over at Quinn's house. And she shares with Quinn that she got kicked out of the Couples Lamaze. And because she was waiting on Ian didn't show up. Ian didn't respond. So she was like, is this how, the baby daddy's going to be? This is what the trifling baby daddies look like. And she was like, no, we know Ian's going to show up. So she asked Camille, what did the response say? Ian's response was, my bad, can't talk, we'll talk later. And so she was like, you don't say nothing, you don't do nothing, you just don't show up. And then Quinn tells Camille, she admits that she really likes Seth. Camille is extremely happy for her, And then we see Seth come in the door, and he comes in with this nice looking man. I was like, okay. And his name is Cisco, y'all. Cisco and Seth play on the same team. I want to say Seth play baseball. I'm sorry, not baseball, basketball. I don't know if it's football or basketball, but I thought it was basketball. I don't know. So in the next scene, we get to rehearsal, y'all. And Angie is really having reservations. She's allowing what Michael said to her to really get in her head. And so now she's wanting to change up the scene with her director, and her director was like, no, this is a big part of your scene, so you really need to show up in this scene and do what you need to do. So Angie really owned her scene. She got back into herself. She owned the scene, the people, her and her dancers, everybody did well in that scene. Was it a little ghetto? Little bit. But I thought that Angie actually killed it. And y'all, it was just the way the white lady was looking. It was like she was just so flabbergasted. But I'm sure that she actually really loved it. Looking at the scene, listening to the song, understanding where it come from, it did kind of give a little chitlin circuit. However, just because you start here doesn't mean she's gonna finish there, and it almost makes me feel like that Michael don't really is I don't think he doesn't really believe in Angie's dream. I just think that he thinks it's beneath her, especially with him being a luxury real estate realtor. I think that he feels like what she's doing is very beneath him. And just like their wedding, he doesn't want all of these people, all of her, he doesn't want a big grand wedding because of his hiccup with his family not showing up, but not realizing that this is who she is. And Angie needs to be who she is. If she can't be who she is, she's not going to. She needs to thrive in this world being herself. And he's too closed off, and Angie is so, extra. And that's not a bad thing. She has a big personality. And even when I seen her family, I want to say in the last season, they showed her family, and it was just good to see where she come from. She has a big family. So I think he's uncomfortable with that because he didn't have what Angie has. I don't know. And he just acts like he's so much better than her. I mean, so much. She's, like her role and her, being an actor, and he just wants one of those people like, I just want you to be home barefoot and pregnant, and I'll do the rest. As good and cute as that sound, that's not her. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I wouldn't mind having a partner that came and said, "Hey," but because I've always been independent, I've always done everything. I just don't see myself, sitting home, especially, going to school. You work hard, you obtain goals, and, you don't want to just kind of throw all of that away just to sit up, and just be home, so I don't know. It's different for everybody. For me, so I understand Angie. Anyway, Camille is actually having a good time. They're playing charades, and what's her name? Quinn goes in the kitchen and helps Seth find something. Meanwhile, Cisco sits down and he gets Camille a drink. He talks with her, and he asks her out on a date, and she was like, "Hey, do you not see my situation?" And he was like, "I'm not really worried about that, just simply because I date women with kids all the time." It seemed like he was really in tune with Camille, the way he looked at her, it was like just the way he cared for her. And I really enjoy that. I enjoyed that for her. I'm just going to keep saying this for the sake of the season. I sure hope her and Ian don't get together. I like Portia for Ian, and it seems as though I like this Cisco person for Camille. Anyway, in the next scene, Ty shows up at Eva's house, and in this scene, we really just find out that they both in love with each other, and Ty apologizes for her behavior because she didn't want to look like a failure in front of Eva. She wants Eva to know that I can handle this, and she has a hard time accepting criticism for her work. When you create something, you have a hard time accepting criticism and what people think and what people think you should be doing. But it really was some sound advice. And she tells Eva that you pushed me to be my best self. And basically, that's what she didn't say that in those words, but basically she told her that you pushed me to be better, to want to do better. And there are people out there that push you to your best potential. And I'm only saying that is because I have a few people like that. One in particular really pushed me to my best self. And I didn't know, like, you don't know what you don't know. There are things that, you start to see different. You be like, and not that these people tell you what to do. It's just sometimes it's their presence, it's their drive that really drives you. And sometimes it is even like, hey, have you thought about this? No. Or, when you see their drive and you know that you put your stuff on a back burner because you operated in a space of fear, and you see them pushing and moving. That's what I've done. I looked at that and I was like, wow, let me tap back in to the person I'm meant to be, and move in a way that was God ordained for my journey. So I'm sorry, y'all, just had to say that. Let me just throw that out there. Anyway, in the next scene, we see Camille talking to Cisco, and I think I said that he asked her out on a date. No, he's helping her with her shoes, and with her being pregnant, feet get swollen all the time, stuff is swollen, and so she couldn't put the shoe on, so he actually gave her a foot rub, which I thought was really nice. He actually offers to take her home, and then we get to the next scene. So Angie tells Mike she did great. She was, again, really excited. Tells Mike she did great in rehearsal. She tells him how much she loves her musicals, her acting. She loves being in her career. This is who she is. This is my journey. This is me. I am humble. I will not quit. Y'all, I live for this scene. She also tells Michael, as much as I would have wanted you to come to me a couple years ago and say, I want to take care of you. The old Angie would have been like, bet. But the Angie today, the more evolved Angie, I don't want to sit around and ask, have to get money for you to do my hair, my nails, my makeup, DoorDash, brunch. Just have to discuss. I don't want to have to discuss with you what I'm doing with my money. I don't want to have these conversations as to why I need it. I like making my own money. I like being my own woman. And she gives him the card. She loves him, but she was like, no, here you go. Because he gave her his black card. And so she was like, no, here you go. So he takes the black card. And I think in that moment he looked proud, but at the same time, I think he was more disappointed, because I think the life he wants for Angie, he wants her to live a life similar to hers, but she's not that. She's a big personality, and she evolves in spaces that she's already in. And I think he wants her to be home. He'll take care of her, but he wants her to have a baby. She's not there yet. I don't know. Anyway, y'all, there's a part of me that feels like they're not going to get married. I don't know. Anyway, Ian shows up at Camille's house because she hadn't picked up the phone. And so she was like, what do you want? And he was like, you didn't pick up the phone. Next time, pick up the phone. She was like, okay. She said, but I have company. And he was like, a man. And he had an attitude. And he was like, you're pregnant. She's pregnant and single. Okay. She can do whatever she wants. Okay. You have some nerve, sir. Please. You got a whole lady at your house. And so Cisco comes down the stairs, introduces himself to Ian. Ian was like, he was like, I'm Cisco. He was like, oh, just in his feelings or whatever. And Camille is standing there arguing with Ian. And I'm like, girl, if you don't go back upstairs and tell Ian I'm okay, you can leave. So Cisco was like, hey, I can go. And Camille was like, no, you stay. He can go. But this is the craziest part. She goes outside with Ian and she talks to him. Meanwhile, Cisco is still in there. I didn't know if he was upstairs or downstairs, but she tells Ian, you could have said something. You could have told me what happened. You just didn't show up, and the way you text me, it was like you didn't care, but we agreed to do this. And so he was telling her that Portia's dad had a stroke. And so you can see the care. And Camille was like, oh my God, how is he doing? And then you're just having this ongoing conversation. Then you're telling him, don't just cut me off, if I want to have brunch. And it's like, girl, I don't know, y'all. I just need her to move on. Like, if we're going to be about this baby, let's just be about this baby. Camille, you know that this other woman is with him and is getting pregnant. And I know it's hard. It's hard. It's difficult to walk away. But when you constantly be in this space and it's not working, then you need to adjust, pivot, maneuver just a little different. Because Ian ain't it. You could be, stopping what's happening here. What could possibly be with Cisco, because you're stuck over here with Ian, same as Ian. You're doing the same thing with Camille. Instead of y'all getting rid, dealing with y'all feelings and being with prospective people who actually want to be with y'all keep pining over each other, and y'all, that is aggravating me. Okay, that is aggravating my spirit. All right, it's upsetting me and my home girl. I'm sorry, y'all. I just kind of felt like Camille spent way too much time outside with Ian, just like I'm spending way too much time talking about Ian and Camille. She was just outside way too much for me. And I'm telling y'all, if production writers write them in as a couple, I am going to be aggravated. Anyway, so in the next scene, we get to Seth and Quinn's. And, he tells Quinn, I like you. And he was like, no, I'm lying. I love you. So I was like, oh, okay. And so they, peanut butter jelly time. I was like, okay, I'm not mad at that. All right. And they fall asleep, so after they do what they do, they fall asleep. And his phone starts to buzz. He looks at the phone. He gets up. He was like, hello. And it's loud. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm still here with Quinn. And he makes sure that, he was like, hey, Sabrina, I'm still here with Quinn. And he was like, okay, yeah, I will talk to you soon. I love you. He said, I love you, babe. And I was like, Harpo, who is this woman? And so Quinn overhears it, opened her eyes, and was like, pluck. I was like, and this is where the episode ends. Okay? Just left us on the cliffhanger, but I want to know, Harpo, who is this woman? Who is Sabrina? Is it? But I'm not gonna jump to conclusions, and we're gonna find out who Sabrina is next week. All right. Anyway, y'all, tomorrow I will have up Wags to Riches, as well as young, famous and African. I would like to have 2 to 3 episodes with Wags to Riches, as well as 2, maybe 3 episodes of Young, Famous, and African tomorrow. I'm going to try. I'm going to get up early in the morning, do my content so I can, because I don't know if I'm doing anything Sunday. I think Sunday, no. Sunday will be RHOP and Married to Medicine. And speaking of RHOP, did y'all see their trailer for the reunion? And speaking of trailers, did y'all catch the trailer for the Real Housewives of Atlanta? I was underwhelmed. I was definitely underwhelmed, okay? But this Potomac trailer, I was like, what y'all thought about that? Like, girl, wait. It better be good, because it always try to catch us. I actually want to do because I think next week is going to be the last week. So I actually want to do a video on both Potomac and Atlanta, the outfits. First of all, the outfits for Atlanta on their promo, ain't not one person looked bad. I actually want to do that as well as do a reunion look for Potomac in the trailer for Potomac. But y'all, I'm not good at those things, so just work with me. I'll try to make it my own. And anyway, I'm sorry. I will see y'all in a thank y'all. I will see y'all in the next video. But I would do my due diligence to work on those things. But tomorrow, expect Wags to Riches and Young, Famous and African tomorrow. I don't know what time, but just expect it tomorrow. And I honestly, I don't know how many, because I have some stuff. I have things I need to do. So just expect it tomorrow. I love y'all. Thank y'all. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.